as to what is the role of AI in education industry, for which I have the three panel members and a moderator. I have the first person, Dr. Manpreet Manna, former director, All India Council for Technical Education, India. And then I have Sunil Sathyavolu, co-founder, EdSense, Hyderabad. And I have Dr. JV Murthy, CEO, Ashoka Institutions, Hyderabad, along with Mahesh Kumar CV, Chief AI Officer, OrbitShifters, INC, Hyderabad. Welcome, panel members and moderator. Thank you very much. Mahesh, all yours.
Software for your drafting.
Yeah.
Yes. Let us plan towards a startup.
Right.
We had a financial disaster.
Okay.
Guys, could you please make your
Guys, request you to please switch off your mics. Shrav is talking, so can you please switch off your mic?
Narendra, are you able to
Ibo
mute the
Katare?
person?
No, I'm unable to do that. All right, seems to be silence there. Okay, Mahesh, go ahead, please. Sorry about that.
Welcome, panel members. So we have hi, Manpreet Singh.
Hello everyone.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good here.
So pleasure to see you after a long time. So, Dr.
Yes, of course.
J.V. Murthy, sir, how are you? I think J.V. Murthy is in a mute or something. Narendra. Hey, Sunil Sathyavolu.
Hey, Mahesh. Awesome to be here. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Mahesh.
Is it Murthy? Hey, Murthy, good morning. How are you? Well, gentlemen, we have the topic is, as you know, what is the role of AI in education industry? So we'll be having two different questions, and where dedicatedly you will be having 3 minutes, which maybe you can share your insights and perspectives. So the first question, do you think AI can lead to personalized education? We'll start with Manpreet Singh ji, and then we'll move to J.V. Murthy garu, then we'll move to Sunil. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you very much first for inviting in this very prominent conference. And I was listening yesterday as well as today. The great speakers have came up today with a very great solutions through AI for the COVID as well as for the other platform. So for education, as part of education, since I could work for Government of India for SWAM, and I could find when I was developing the SWAM, Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Mind, one of the world's largest MOOCs platforms, starting from the 9th level to PhD programs. You know, the very important concept for my country especially, where my learners are from the different domains. They are from the rural area, they are from suburban area, they are here from the the high class cities like Bangalore and Chandigarh and Delhi. Their behavior is different. When we talk about the personalized learning, it means it is the behavior first. In my class, if 50 students are sitting, all are not be the slow learners, and unfortunately or fortunately, all are not be the fast learners. So they need some time. They need some time where to understand their own strengths and their own ability to learn. That is the personalized learning, and AI is helping a lot to create the adaptive learning model. The competency level, out of the 60% of the competency level of the curriculum, what is the rest 40%? The 20% goes to the languages, whether you call it as the computer languages or languages to be spoken, to be written, to be read. And the 20% is intradisciplinary. So the automated content scheduling and delivery can be amazingly done by AI. This we could have seen in the many platforms are going to become to improve the boost ROU. I used to call it as a rate of understanding. The rate of understanding is not going to be improved unless you know what exactly the time you need to train, what is the content you're looking for, and how the outcome is going to be. Because today is my country, as per the new national policy, education policy has been formulated by Government of India and published well in time in the last year. We are just looking outcome-based education system. It is a purely outcome-based education system. So you must be agree with me if auto tagging to the content is going to be done. You know, and during my time when we were studying and you were studying in the schools, we used to put some star in some of the questions. Before I'll go exam, I'll go through with these questions. And again, sometimes I regret, oh, I missed this page, I missed this particular topic to be gone through for the 11th hour screening or revision sort of. So auto tagging is going to give you the what exactly you're looking for and what exactly you're supposed to be have day before that exam which you are going to give, because now we have the multiple options for the examinations, multiple options for your curriculum. So the blended learning model at the end in my, this is the first topic discussion. The blended learning model can execute it very well through AI, because the training set is going to be developed by keeping your behavior in mind, by keeping your competency in mind, by keeping your scheduling in mind. You can improve your ROU. That's it. I just want to add in this.
Excellent, Paji. So thanks for bringing back to those days, which eventually we used to do all this. And you even emphasize on the skills of the and even the outcome-based education, which is quite interesting. So we'll proceed to JV Murthy garu. So would you please share your insights on this? So I'll quickly again repeat the question.
Good morning, Mr. Mahesh. Good morning, Mr. Mahesh. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much. Good morning, JV Murthy garu.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, good morning. Thank you for inviting me to this elite panel. I come from Hyderabad, a city which has declared 2020 as the year of artificial intelligence. So it is very, very apt and right time to talk about AI. As far as learning, personalized learning is concerned, it is very, very difficult without AI to develop content, particularly to suit to different persons with different standards of learning. Like Sir has told just now, abilities are different across the country. Abilities are different across different states. The learning capabilities. And he's talked about outcomes just now. Outcome learning. Learning goals are different. Now, when we are talking about personalized learning, we are just not restricting ourselves to students. We're talking about relearning for the employees, for the people who are working. It is very necessary there also. So what the machine learning algorithms can do is they can create a clear understanding of the ability of learning based on past performance and based on the goal, the learning that you need to do. Based on these two, the algorithms can develop a system which could probably tell you what is the necessary content and what are the resources to help somebody. This is impossible without AI. So the big difference that AI can make is create individual preferences of learning. In fact, the platforms allow individual users to, to kind of maneuver, to leverage the resources that they have to suit to their needs. You need not learn the same thing. Certain people can probably, everybody need not go through the same linear process. Some people can probably skip some basics. Some people can add some basics. All these can be done. And the other beauty is in the system of AI and ML, you have, every period, periodical testing can be done, periodical scaling can be done, and understand the learning, the result vis-a-vis the learning outcome, the goal that has been set. And if there are differences, the content can still be adjusted, the resources can still be adjusted, added or deleted. See, previously we were talking about in the entire country scalability. Whenever the AICTE or the UGC or anyone decides a particular course structure for any given program, they talk about scalability. Is it scalable across the country? Now the AI changes the word. It is developing a content and curriculum and systems to scale to individuals. It is you scale it, measure it for the requirement of the individuals, and then go accordingly. It allows a lot of flexibility to teachers as well in the schools or the colleges in the curriculum. They give them that kind of extra time so that the personal learning can really be taken to a different level by using all these algorithms or by using all the platforms that we have. And there are different other advantages. AI gathers data to determine one's knowledge of specific skills. Then it creates evolving learning pathways for him to take it forward. It just doesn't enhance the learning platform, but makes it, it makes it responsive to users' demands and users' adaptability, their levels of intelligence, their levels of learning, or whatever. Therefore, it is tuning to somebody's requirement. Like I like classical songs, you like some other songs. If you tune into an all India radio or a TV, you have to listen to what they are giving. You can't listen to what you want. In the process, you get to listen to some. Similarly, when I go to a particular curriculum, I know certain things, but I still have to sit through that. Suppose, like you said sometime back in your seminar, you need every AI can be taken care of by everybody, can be made use of by everybody, an art student, a computer student, an engineering graduate, anybody. Now, if a particular curriculum is given to anybody, I may be very strong in my quantitative skills. I want to skip that. Somebody else may be very poor in quantitative. He wants to understand what are binary numbers probably. So AI can really tune to that levels. The biggest advantage, it can personalize in the real sense of personalization for individuals, different individuals at different levels based on their requirements. Now, if I want to join a particular industry, or I want to take up a particular job, or I want to have a startup in a particular industry, I need skills from that area. I need knowledge of that area. This can be learned, this can be particularly by the AI and machine learning. The platforms are tremendous. At this age, I'm 60 plus, 61. I'm still learning. I'm getting language right now to understand whatever. I'm a mechanical engineer. I don't know anything about computer science except as a front-end user. But I'm trying to learn, and it doesn't look to be very tough. Self-learning platforms are making it. The revolution that AI and machine learning is bringing in personalized learning is, to say the least, unbelievable, incredible. That's it from my side as far as this particular part is concerned. So
exactly, as fantastically you completed the topic, sir. So as you said, so as in the beginning also I said, AI is for all. So especially if you look at the Python, which is it's a programming is a fun. Any person can learn. So that's where even if you look at last year, CBSE had introduced a class 8 and class 9, where kids are making their hands dirty and they are doing some projects. So as part of other innovation programs, they are doing a lot of innovation programs. So one second, quickly, I'll repeat a question for you, Sunil. Will AI help to reduce time? Oh, sorry. Do you think AI can lead the personalized education?
Say it again, I couldn't hear it.
Do you think AI can lead personalized education?
No, I'm sorry.
Do you think AI can lead to personalized education? Am I audible? Sunil, there's a background noise, huge background noise from you.
This question is for me.
Do you think AI can lead to personalized education?
This question is for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it can. The personalized learning, AI can definitely lead towards that. AI is really bringing the revolution to personalized learning. Personalized learning doesn't mean that learning without any teacher. Personalized learning for me is I want to learn whatever I want, and it cuts down the resources. It brings down the people that are required. I may be having one tutor who just guides me now and then. It helps me learn a lot. In fact, it definitely does help to personalize learning the way you want, provided you have the right platform and you have the right people to give that platform to you. The content development is very important in AI, and it can be given. See, the same content can be given to different people in different places, in different ways. The speed with which you can cut through number of and reach number of people with different modules of the same content. I want to learn, for example, the Archimedes principle, and I know a little bit of a few things, but same concepts can be taught with examples, with methodical examples to someone, with a couple of examples to someone, without any example to someone. It can be given. Depends on your skills and ability. Therefore, AI has the ability to understand your level.
Thank you.
AI has the ability to understand
Thank you so much, Mahesh. Thanks so much, Mahesh. Yeah, sure. Is it any better now?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, you're audible. Question is clear. So, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes. And AI can get you to
now, by any chance?
Go ahead, Sunil. You are audible very much.
Can I continue?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, AI can get to the needs of the people with whatever they want, and it is very easy to develop the content now. And people who want to teach can concentrate on a lot of things. You don't have to correct papers here. The platform tells you where you are. It comes down to you. It goes up to you, whichever way. It can come down. It can go up to your level. It can stay at its level if you're matching that level. So it's very easy to get into personalized learning through AI, provided you understand the basics of how to use as a front-end user.
Thanks, Sunil. It's a perfect. Excellent.
Yeah, so, thank you so much for having me.
So we'll move to the next question. The second question, gentlemen, I want you to take 2 minutes of this question, especially. So we are a bit running out of time now. So will AI be increasing effectiveness of education by automating education activities? Manpreet sir.
Yes, certainly, because in the last few months since the COVID-19 has come from one of the country called China, and the whole world is in a lockdown situation. I created our own antivirus COVID-20 for my learners, for my teachers. I used to say C is not for something a virus, C is for the connectivity, and connectivity through the based on blended learning model, that is online model, through AI, the structure. Then O for the open source. Why don't you go for the Google Classroom sort of stuff and you teach your learners when they are sitting at home, because all they are away from the schools and colleges. So I have taken O in a positive sense, not in the negative sense. I asked for the virtual classroom system through V. That COVID V says, what is that virus? No, it is a virtual classroom system which you teach out. And the AI is the only, the solution for the coming days, because the scenario post COVID-19 education system, not only in India, many countries, is not going to be the same. The social distancing concept has to be there. I want my teacher to be there before me, not only on camera, but through AI. The 3D picture of my teacher would be there. I will have a belongingness I could see. So this is the one way. And of course, I is the interfacing. Today, even our honorable Prime Minister is going to ask everyone to get interfaced with one of the app is called Arogya Setu, is one of the bodyguard for us. So can't we have our own feedback app from my learner? The moment I delivered my class, and immediately I'm going to get a feedback, sir, today you were sleepy in mode. Today your content was not up to the date. Sir, today you were just rocking like anything. This is the feedback mechanism. Earlier, students were shy to speak in class, because they have the language barrier, they have the barrier of, to be get some kind of a scolded by the teacher, why you are pointing out to me. But through the app, sometimes we are going to give a very right message in a right platform. So of course, D is always for the digital learning and teaching mode. So my COVID-20 is the one of the way. I will just quote one example and I'll conclude. In early 60s, what happened when the computers came to our country? There was a hue and cry for so many trade unions, and you see the newspaper clips. These computers are going to be eat away our jobs. Same thing is happening now for AI. When I want to introduce for my education system, the teacher says, sir, aap kya kar rahe hain? The people will nowhere in the class. I said, gentlemen, now you see, if anybody is going to take a admission in engineering, they don't call it as engineering. They say, my son and daughter are supposed to be pursuing CS. How many pools jobs has been increased because of this computer, so-called this box, which you sometimes discarded and say, no, go away computer. The same AI, I think your presentation before this panel discussion given a very eye-opening. We are not reducing the jobs. We are just transferring the job roles, because the earlier jobs may be only meant for the countries like developing countries like India. But the jobs which you are mentioning, which are going to replace these jobs with the 25 or 15 new job roles, which are going to be in a global way. So if we will not bring AI in our education system itself, to how to, the data mining, the amazing tool. When I was doing a PhD, I was supposed to travel to personally to IIT Roorkee to get the content from the journals to get citation. And today with a single click, I'm going to get. Why even a click? Because if my adaptive learning model is with me, my Kazila, my Sri knows what to deliver to Dr. Manna when he's pursuing his PhD, what kind of content he's looking from last 10 days. Because, they are just looking with my Google, my navigation, what keywords I'm using. That's it. This is the called AI, that tomorrow when I open my dashboard or my laptop, this is what I was looking. This is the amazing model which I want to be implement at my level to improve the efficiency or to improve the, sort of things. So data mining, the case studies, LMS, the learning management system. If such a huge country where we having the GER is 25.2, without AI, we cannot reach to each and every corner of this house of this country to improve to 30%. That is our goal for 2020, but I think we are missing this goal because of this COVID. But at the same time, if the AI enabled curriculum, AI enabled LMS we are going to be introduced in the schools level, I should say, I think it is going to give a great solution to our learners, because now 78% of my today's learner in my country, the highest rate, they have the smartphones, they have the data pack. So with these two things, I think COVID-20 can be the one of the best antivirus, I believe. Just let's continue.
Excellent, Manpreet Singh. Seriously, you got almost all the perspectives, when we talk about the job losses and from mobile educating. So it is more AI is going to complement the educational institutions or teachers who might be at the school level or institute level. So we'll proceed to the JV Murthy, sir. I request you to share your insights on the same.
Yeah. In general, as far as technology is concerned, there's a big change that I see from my experiences. In 1974, I did my 10th standard. I used to go to an institute which teaches me typewriting, how to typewrite. Then there were examinations those days, lower and higher. And I was preparing for the higher examination. And today, the kids I see can type much faster than that. I pass higher. And they don't learn it in any type institute. The more practice, the more exposure that you have, the better for you, the more experience you are. They type much faster with one finger or two fingers on the same QWERT kind of keyboard. The keyboard has not changed. 1974, the same keyboard was there on the type machine. Today, we have the same keyboard on our laptop or wherever you go, the QWERT kind of keyboard. So the skills that these people are learning today is much faster and without any teacher. Now, the effectiveness of technology is in the just now Dr. Manpreet said that 70% of Indians have access to smartphones, and as I understand, 95% of teens have access to smartphones today, and 45% are online as long as they're awake. 45% are online as long as they're awake. With this ability, AI can really increase the effectiveness. McKinsey says the number of teachers are going to increase up to 24% in US by 2030, and more than 100% in India and China. Number of teachers are going to increase. Will they be replaced by AI? Absolutely no. They will be more effective by using these tools. How can they be more effective? What are the ways of learning by AI? Once, automation. Second, integration. AI solutions we can integrate with other initiatives like your neural networks, for example. We can integrate and then make use of automation and integration. Thirdly, I'm just running through quickly because 2 minutes time. Thirdly, acclimatization is very important for students or anybody. For me, to use a computer or something, it used to take time. For my son, it doesn't take any time these days because they're much faster, acclimatized. If a new phone is given to me, I'll take time to understand how to operate that. If it is given to a kid of 5 years, 6 years, he does it faster than me. He plays a PUBG game which I still don't understand. So obviously, acclimatization is a very important part. The AI platforms, if it is introduced in schools and education system, the acclimatization will happen. The fourth and fifth points that I would like to touch upon are the most important. The teachers will have an ability to, what they used to underline, or they used to, with a marker pen they used to write in previous time, they can take those core concepts and through an AI system and then let the digital transformation, digital learning happen to the students. So students can understand the core concepts much better and they can keep up pace with what's happening. that can be inculcated pretty fast. They need not take any time to inculcate whatever newly comes into the system. That all happens pretty fast actually. And last but not the least is identification. Like sometime back, sir told that I used to mark with a red pen 3 questions and used to mark 3 questions with red. We are talking about critical areas again. The student can understand the critical areas pretty fast, and they can keep an eye on them, and then even the teacher can tell them that this is the critical area for you to learn. Once you learn this, like Newton's first law, second law, third law, you learn, most of the physics is understood by you subsequently faster. But if you don't learn them, go back to that. The ability comes pretty fast with this AI system. Whatever gaps are there in your education can be filled up pretty fast. There is no doubt the time that is available for teachers. Teachers are preparing curriculum and making changes to curriculum, taking such long time. That time can be used in teaching. They need not even, correct papers in that big way. That can be controlled to some extent. The examinations are going to change a lot. The COVID also has taught us some lessons. It has increased. It has probably the one, Shakespeare said, sweet are the uses of adversity. And this adversity has probably hastened or increased the pace at which we are going to embrace this technology of AI platforms for learning and relearning and probably unlearning as well. Thank you.
Perfect, Murthy. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Sunil, I request you to share your insights.
All right.
2 minutes, please.
So thank you so much for the opportunity, and it's great to be part of this August team. Primarily, I believe AI is still an overrated jargon for education, at least for India, because what we've reached is just 10% of it. We're still at deep learning stage, which is probably 10% of AI, and a long way to go. Our AI or probably deep learning or machine learning says that 94% of our engineering students are not employable, right? That's a research which says. But are we acting on it? How are we channelizing that? So whatever we are using so far is giving us some inputs. So I think it is important for us to take that learnings and also implement that on betterment of our students, right? So that is part one, which I definitely wanted to learn. And most importantly, it's all about pattern understanding. When do you have pattern understanding? When you have a lot of data. When will you get a lot of data is when your teachers are ready to use what they're actually using it currently, right? So none of us have ever attended training session for WhatsApp, but all of us are masters in that. But why can't teachers also bring up to that speed, can be brought up to that speed on giving them tool set that will optimize their effort? 40% of teachers' time goes on non-teaching activity. How can I use technology, specifically AI, to automate these routine activities, academic activities, so that teachers get some time off so that they can focus on their learning, unlearning, and relearning as well, right? So I think when it comes to artificial intelligence, I think the path we have all taken looks really promising, but the change management needs to be handled really well. So within the school ecosystem, how every institution, or within a college ecosystem, how every institution is encouraging teachers to experiment these things in their classroom, right? Why can't an experiment happen with one particular grade or a section wherein teachers will actually see how this will work for them, rather than trying to keep the decision making with one decision maker and try to implement it for whole school and see whether it will work or not. So these kind of experiments should happen. And when it comes to intuition within AI, how is problem knowing, how is problem detection is happening? So Siri, as we all know, voice recognition is one of the instrumental transformational AI early adoption, right? How much time it took for it to mature as a system and show us the right results now. So Paji just spoke about how it is helping him in kind of automating a lot of his decision making. In the same way, the journey has to start, and it has to start immediately from the people who are actually executing it. So all of us in this conference can be really excited about the proposals that we make, and it is we must do that. But what is more important is people who are actually using at the ground level are the people who should be understanding all understand the relevance of it. AI jargon seems to be fancy, everybody are using it, but what is the relevance of that to my work, and to how far can I understand this and use it to my advantage, are the actually nurturing that it should happen in my opinion, Mahesh, actually.
Excellent, Sunil. Thanks a lot. So if you look at in India, where we have CBSE has introduced it at class 8 and class 9 level. And last year we got even a BTech in AI course exclusively. And Niti Aayog is doing a lot of new initiatives for the young, especially at the school-age people and graduation level people. So apart from that, if you look at, we are pretty extremely matured in terms of introducing AI as a subject. But if you look at the way how we are not still matured in the way how we are using AI for our educational activities. Maybe we can leverage it, grade correction of the papers, grade assessment, maybe some kind of assessments, or even the attendance system. So somewhere I saw a video where Chinese school has implemented AI full-fledged, where you have a facial recognition attendance system in the beginning itself. With that, they are going to save 10 minutes every day. And every 30 seconds in the classroom, through video analytics, the algorithm will run and it will give you at the end of the day a report to parents. So today your kid is there in the class from this time to this time. He is abstracted this much time. He is focused at this much time, where it is able to control and identify all the emotions. So probably we need to move to that level where we need to implement AI for all automating manual activities to help where the teachers, professors can focus more on teaching. So it was a pleasure to be a moderator for this panel, especially with Dr. Manpreet Singh ji and J.V. Murthy garu, as well as Sunil. Thanks a lot, guys. And it was excellent insight shared by you. Thanks, gentlemen. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for those valued panel members. Thank you very much, sir. Now we quickly move on to our next speaker,